Are you somebody who suffers from stress and anxiety? Understanding your emotional triggers is one of the key foundations in being able to calm your nervous system. Like getting into the driver's seat of your car, you have the steps to be able to get yourself to where you want to go and how fast you want to get there. Now, it is absolutely terrible being at the mercy of stress and anxiety. You never really know when it's going to peak. And the truth is, none of this is random. This is why it's so important to understand your nervous system and your emotional triggers. Because truth be told, they do not operate from logic. Their number one job is to ensure your survival, your security, your belonging. And it will use whatever it can to get your attention if it detects any potential stress or threat to your belonging or your security. It has chapters from the past where your experiences have really highlighted, okay, don't do this or don't do that or beware of this. And it is going to use your experiences of the past as a way to navigate moving forward. Knowing how we engage in this world through our five senses, we see, hear, taste, and touch and feel all the things. Our nervous system is on alert, detecting, again, any potential threat to your security or your belonging. So let's say that you're in a meeting at work. Completely fine. It's a normal day-to-day setting. And yet your colleague says something like, your ideas won't work. Logically, okay, let's talk about it. But unconsciously, to your nervous system, it has heard that and it has detected a potential threat from the past where maybe your ideas were ridiculed or you were judged or bullied. And it's like, uh-oh, potential threat here, maybe I'm going to lose my job, I'm not going to belong to the team, like, oh my gosh. And it is now going to get your attention. It has, again, no logical reason to get your attention. You're in a calm meeting. But again, it's not operating from logic. It wants to ensure your survival no matter what. So you hear this, you hear that, okay, your ideas won't work. Next, what happens is that your body will respond. Your nervous system is now activated, a racing heart, a dry mouth, sweaty palms, tight muscles, whatever it wants to use. And you are now on alert and it is happy. It has done its job. The next thing that happens is it's going to scan your mind for patterns of the past where, again, you may have been a child, stood up in front of the class, offered your ideas, and then it was just like, horrible. So you're going to bring up those similar feelings of embarrassment, humiliation, frustration, stress, anxiety, you name it. And they're quite limiting because you've handed your power over to everybody else. Everybody else gets to determine if you did a good job or not. And again, the nervous system is like, red flag, big deal, alarms. Then what happens with your body? Your body is now going to revert back to childhood-like patterns. Did you burst into tears? Did you get snappy and defensive? Did you withdraw and and completely disassociate out of the game? What did you do as a child? Because again, the nervous system knows that worked back then. Your survival has been proven. The evidence is here that being an adult now, like when you withdrew, that ensured your survival. May not be logical. It worked back then. Let's do it now. And so as an adult, having that mindfulness, that self-awareness is like, okay, I now have the choice to do something different. I'm no longer 5 years old or 8 years old in front of the classroom. I'm no longer trapped to what everybody else, the authority outside of me, tells me to do. All of those ideas, beliefs, limiting emotions can be questioned. And again, the inner child is desperately waiting for you to put some time and attention on that version of yourself, because it's like frozen in time, just like horrified, needing some attention, needing to be soothed, calmed, integrated. And then you can feel back to being in alignment and having that fulfillment of who you are in that moment. Because of course you've got great ideas to share, and the way that you want to show up at work, it's like, yes, head held high, confident in what I do. So yes, in that moment, in that meeting, you may be triggered. You may need to go to the bathroom and cry or do what you need to do. But outside of that meeting, you now have adult choice to get in touch with a coach, a healer, do the self-coaching. I know I have plenty of free resources on my website to do this. But you need to be able to put some attention on that emotional trigger. What did you hear? What was it that flooded your system with the stress and anxiety? Because that key moment about what you heard and the meaning and the interpretation that your mind automatically put to it is the problem. Not your ideas, not the way that you show up at work, but what you heard and the meaning that you put to it. And again, the nervous system will say, yeah, there was a threat to my belonging. You can do that inner work now and understand and listen to the inner child and go, yes, I hear you. In that moment when you were growing up, it was chaotic and you weren't actually supposed to be okay with their response to that humiliation and that embarrassment. You weren't supposed to be okay with that. But come with me. We can now do this. We can now show up and have discernment about who we choose to speak up to, who we share our ideas with, who sits at our table. We can now do this. And this is where your identity starts to shift. This is huge because you are no longer that version of yourself that used to hold yourself back or question yourself. You now know that you can compose yourself, offer ideas. If it doesn't work, okay, the team has spoken. What are the other ideas that we can contribute and create? So hopefully this is making sense. But I really, really, really want to emphasize that piece here about what you heard or what you saw, even what you smelt, felt, tasted, are getting all excited because I know that it's really, really simple and effective. Like driving a car, when you know the steps, you have the power in your hands to determine where you want to go and how quickly and how empowered you want to get there. I'm Claire Chancellor, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.